Alright, well, we have another Dominion, so I... Oh, crap. That means I can't build anything else in India. That may have been a bit of a whoopsie, because now India has to industrialize of its own accord, although it actually is doing a fairly good job of that. 34 factories. Canada has 23. Australia has 19. 18. What is Germany doing right now? Reassert Eastern claims. I think I should probably guarantee Poland. Just a thought. Guaranteeing will lower the world tension by 1%. Do it. Japan took 23 states. Guangxi, Communist China, Zhebei, Yunnan, and... Oh no, Yunnan and the reorganized government of China were puppeted, as was Shaanxi, 30,000 equipment. Uh-oh. Yeah, we probably are going to need to do the Fortify East Asia. How are the training going? Almost done. How are we doing in terms of equipment? Motorized. How much does it cost to build a new one of these? 300. We need more motorized coming in. Let's go up to 5. I need more military factories. I need more factories. Build me more stuff! Thank you. Excavation 1. That should also increase the amount of oil I'm getting, therefore the amount of fuel I'm getting. Yeah, I think going early to build up my fuel supplies was actually a really good idea. I'm glad I did that. Yes, I buffed Japan, Germany, and Italy, and if Japan's already winning that easily, then what have I done? I need 1 tick. It's not like I buffed them up majorly. Floating fortress, and yeah, I know I have new research. We definitely want the floating airfield. Carrier organization and sortie efficiency. And then... No, that was actually a really bad move. I don't want to do that. I want to research concentrated industry. I want to research advanced machine tools. Let's get the industry going. We're going to be up against the industrial might of Germany very soon. And there's a lot of them. Yeah, we haven't done a great job of industrializing, which is kind of weird for one of my games. We are still 15 ahead of Germany. That is good. Promises of peace. Lose war support but gain stability. No. Feels really weird to have this much political power. But I need 2% more war support. 2%. And then we can go straight to partial mobilization. Or if I'm just at war, then I can go straight to war economy. But I have all of the design companies in place already. You know what? I think it's made a huge difference getting Philip Kerr that early. That extra 15% political power has actually really added up. Ready. So let's deselect you and have all of you lot join him. Too many. I think that these two are going to join Malaysia Force. Yeah, Malaysia Force. No, I'm going to put 1 on Malta. 1 Gibraltar. Excavation 2 is done, and I think that we need to start training some more troops now, too. Desperately. We could also... I can't use their manpower now either. I can only use them as expeditions. I may have really screwed myself giving India independence that early. Oh well, you live and you learn. 39, that's new guns. Sten guns! One of the coolest looking guns of World War II. Have I tried just nerfing myself instead of buffing opponents? Oh, I do that as well. I'm playing on veteran. I'm nerfed and they're buffed. Thing is, everyone I've talked to say Japan takes China in about every single game. They didn't. It was close. Actually, the Poland game, it was really close. It could seriously have gone either way. And I think that's how it should have been. I mean, China were just about hanging on and they managed to push back hard. The German Reich claims Memel, with German forces on the borders poised to attack. Lithuania has given in to a German ultimatum demanding the surrender of the old Prussian territory of Memel. Now we're doing the fleet of Czechoslovakia. So close. So close! Wow, and we've built all the things. So we should totally build some more stuff. I think it is time that we militarized up. It's going to be airbase o'clock. Less military factory, all of those. We're going to need to build shipyards at some point too, granted. But I want to do those first of all. Also, did we get air bases everywhere that we wanted them? Gibraltar is still under construction. Malta's airbase is going to be super useful. We could do one in Cyprus. Though I don't think that's going to be as useful. We don't have any enemies over on that side. Actually, you know what? Like Hong Kong or something could be good. Malaysia could be good. Oh, you can only build a level 1 over here. Really? Let's do a level 2 in Hong Kong. Yeah, I feel like Malaysia desperately wants more soldiers. We could get Marines, but that's an awful template. Didn't buff them in the Poland game. No, I didn't. Which is why I seriously hesitated doing it here. Can I increase the fuel to... Actually, yes, I could build more fuel silos. I probably should. So, let's go and reduce Lancashire by 2, and then build 2 fuel silos in Lancashire. Although, also, the fact that I'm on civilian economy right now means that I have a minus 25% fuel capacity. Do I have an infantry template yet? Yes. Although they could do with a bit of an update. The problem is I haven't had any army experience. Even by drilling, you don't generate a lot. Okay, Imperial Conference is done. Wow, all of those need to be integrated puppets before you can do the Imperial Federation. Well, let's do the British Commonwealth Air Training. Or... no, let's do the... yeah, BSA Company. And the other... How can I start doing this yet? They are a puppet. Yes, I can. Hey, India. How would you like to have 940 old guns and 10,000 of those and 1,000 of those and say 500 support equipment? Enjoy. For the next 2 months, representatives from the British government and the Dominions will gather in London to discuss matters of concern to the entire Empire. This is an excellent time to discuss the matters of defence, trade, or appeasement, hopefully giving the Empire the best chance at surviving the current crisis. In addition, this may be the best time to settle with finality the matter of Imperial Federation, already raised repeatedly in previous Imperial conferences. Whether the future of the British Commonwealth of Nations will be one of a loose association of independent and sovereign nations, or of a tight-knit federation that may stand strong in the face of global turmoil, may well be decided in the upcoming months. So all of my minions gain a minus 100 opinion of me during the conference. The opinion modifier will be removed when the conference is concluded. The higher the opinion of the participants, the more likely they will agree to my proposals. Okay. So what I am hearing here is that I need to do some improving of relations with all of you. Be arranged. I have a lot of political power. New Zealand. Mustn't forget New Zealand. People would be upset. Mr. Man, thank you very much for the follow, and totally not a troll. Thank you for the follow. Have I built Fortress Britain? Well, I've built the metal with big gun wall. Does that count? How do you manage to integrate puppets from Lend-Lease decisions, maybe? There are a couple of ways. So in the managed subjects you can see how close they are. So New Zealand is actually really close to going backwards. They're close to becoming a colony again. You can build stuff in their territories, which you can't do if they're a Dominion, which is why I was a little bit pissed off that India had managed to avoid that. You can send them Lend-Lease, you can improve relations with them. I think that does it. But probably the most effective is the suppress subjects. Focus, continuous focus. The 1939 Imperial Conference. Oh, it did rename itself. The British government has announced the 12th Imperial Conference. For the next 2 months, representatives of the British government and the Dominions will gather in London to discuss matters that concern the entire Empire. The fate of the Empire stands in the balance. Were there any decisions for Imperial thingy? Scroll, 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 scroll. Oh, here we go. Okay, there's a lot of stuff we need to do, and we have 57 days to do it in. The Imperial Conference has started, and we may push our agenda for the next 2 months before the Dominion representatives return home again. Improving diplomatic relations with our Dominions will likely increase the chances of those Dominions agreeing with our proposals. How much do they like us right now? So, 46 from Australia, 19 from India, 75 from New Zealand. See, they're happy I remembered them. 54 from Canada. I don't know if Malaysia counts. 100 from Malaysia. I'm not sure they count. No, Malaysia doesn't. So I didn't actually need to improve relations with the EU, so let's stop that. Because it costs political power. Okay, so we can discuss Imperial defense. We can discuss Imperial trade, Imperial economy, appeasement, and federation. I don't think I want to do federation just yet. I'm going to do economy first. No, let's do appeasement first. That seems to be a relatively safe subject. Probably. Appeasement. The policy of appeasement has not been without its critics amongst the Empire. We must once more put forth a point for discussion and admit that perhaps a change in diplomatic tone is needed, but this requires the support of the Empire. So let the Dominions... Oh, let's hope they agree. Send diplomatic efforts to persuade the Dominions to agree. Or spend tremendous diplomatic effort to persuade the Dominions to agree. I'm going to say let's spend a little bit. Mine's 25. The Australian government has notified us that they agree that appeasement has run its course and that stronger stance is needed to defend our global interests, even if it may lead to war. Opinion in the United Kingdom is increased by 10. That's kind of what I thought might happen. Base war support plus 10%. And I gain 3%, which is enough for partial mobilization. But I probably want to save that now for war mobilization when war is declared.
Yes, sir.
I think that's pretty much inevitable at this point. I think we should put it in a referendum. Those are always a good idea. Ha ha ha. So New Zealand has accepted. Dominion of India has accepted. India accepted. South Africa has accepted. Canada has accepted. So they all accepted. So that was a good one. Alright, next up. We're going to discuss the economy. Saving trade. I think you have to spend a lot of PP on all of the other decisions. Yeah, I think so. A powerful economy is the backbone that supports the entire empire. It is imperative that the Dominions do not neglect their domestic industrial build-up, but invest heavily in the continued advancement of industrialization. I'm going to spend tremendous diplomatic efforts to persuade them to agree. I think that having a big economy is going to be big. Okay, so we've got strategic bombers now. Still 39. Nothing changes there. These change. Field hospitals, definitely. Do we have field hospitals in our infantry divisions? We do. Yes, I remember adding those earlier. Yeah, it is a really good thing that we hoarded this political power. The Canadian government has notified that they agree to our request for increasing investments in the domestic industry. They will free these funds immediately. They get economy agreements which grant military factory, civilian dockyard for a year. Opinion increase. And I get plus 3% also for a year. Accept. 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 No! New Zealand! You leeches! Next time I'm going to forget you exist. New Zealand government has rejected our request for increasing investment in the domestic industry. They claim that natural growth will benefit the sector more in the long term. Piddle! I say, sir. Piddle! Alright, let's go to trade. The most important thing here. Yeah, New Zealand was the one that was the most happy with us. Imperial Conference Trade. If the Empire is to thrive, we must expand the preferential trade agreements already in place. We propose that the Dominions increase their exports to the industrial heartland of the British Isles, that we may most efficiently fuel our industry. Increase their exports to me. If this gives me free resources, then that's kind of huge. Yes, I'm going to spend tremendously. Australia has accepted. The Australian government has notified us that they agree to our proposal for increasing exports. They will alter their trade regulations forthwith. Australia has become free trade. Trade relations with Australia change plus 50. I think that means they're more likely to trade with me as well. India accepts. South Africa accepts. Canada accepts. New Zealand rejects. What is up with you, New Zealand? The New Zealand government has rejected our proposal for increased exports and expanding the preferential trade system. They fear it will negatively affect their... Alright, so relations with basically everyone should be pretty high. Yeah, that's gone up to 72. 91. Still on 100. They're just pretending not to like us. 97. 99. Oh, I get it. So what New Zealand is basically doing is they're being the devil's advocate to make the others feel better about their decision to go with me. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. New Zealand doesn't want to share their gooey's understandable, to be honest. They are delicious. That's it, release New Zealand just so you can go to war with them. It is extremely tempting, and there will definitely be harsh words. I tell you, harsh words following this. Oh, I've gained some new things I can build. Oh, Saudi oil. Interesting. Alright, so next up, Imperial Defense. I'm not going to have enough of the Imperial Federation at this rate. I'm going to halt that. Wastes 3 days, but it gives me a bunch more political power. Alright, so we're going to do the Imperial Defense. In light of the current global crisis, it is clear that we can no longer shoulder the responsibility of imperial defence entirely ourselves, and so must rely more on our dominions. Each state must increase their own defence expenditure so that the whole may stand stronger in the face of whatever the world may throw at us. So we can spend some. We can hope that they agree, or we can spend tremendously. I don't think at this point I can spend tremendously. Depending, of course, on whether I want to do the Imperial Federation, ever since the previous century, voices have been spoken out in favour of joining all parts of the Empire together in one Imperial Federation, rather than progress further to the alternative of Home Rule involving independence for all dominions. I now put forward a motion to discuss it for the last time. So minus 25 would take 12.5 days to recover. We still have 46 days. Yeah, we can do this. The Canadian government has notified us that they agree to our proposal of increasing defence expenditures. They have vowed to do so immediately. So they get more factory output, more dockyard output, and opinion. I also get the same for a year. Accepts, accepts, accepts. Accepts, accepts. So all 5 of them accepted that one. Hasn't changed their autonomy at all. So what is this Dominion going to mean? Is that literally I just annex them? I'm going to put a save here because I'm curious. I'm not sure I just want to outright annex them. We'll see. Because I've played the diplomatic game relatively well, I'd like to say. Imperial of this, Imperial that. Nigel, are we the baddies? No, I'm pretty sure that's the dude gobbling up half of Europe right now. Although he still hasn't done fate to Czechoslovakia. Baristas, thank you very much for the follow. And Siphonal Spark, Anti-Condor, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. It's so cool seeing so many of you here. This is kind of bonkers. My guess is it sets them all to integrated puppet, and then you can annex them with the Imperial Federation focus. That's possible. If they want to be peacefully annexed, let them be. True. Hard to argue with that one. Right. We have still got a couple more infantry in training. We could get some more. That's a point, actually. We've still got... Where is he? War to end all wars in place. To get rid of that, we are going to need... I'm not going to do it now. Military Training Act. Steady as she goes, then down to here. So we're going to go... Oh, this also boosts war support and stability. How much war support do you need for your economy? More than 50. So plus 10 from those 2 focuses. That's going to be nothing. 5. 10. That would get us to 48. And then increasing world tension would do the rest. So we could do that. Maybe. With so many viewers, time for a cleavage reveal. No, I don't think so. Next candidate for springboard into America if they go fascist. We're on historical focuses. That's not going to happen, Cleanus. At some point I will do a completely bonkers game, but I'm kind of enjoying the historical ones right now. Did I not let the king marry? I did. I just told him to abdicate. German troops have crossed into Bohemia and Moravia ostensibly to restore order in the regions of the wake of the collapsing Czechoslovakian government. In Prague, the occupying forces announced the creation of an autonomous protectorate within the German Reich. And now, Danziger War? Nope, Molotov-Ribbentrop. Then they usually do one other thing, and then Danziger War. They've already done reassert eastern claims. So we're getting close. We're getting very, very close. Zog submits to Italy. An ultimatum has been delivered to the Albanian government by the Italian diplomats demanding that they submit to complete military occupation. Yep, they took it. Right, I want to double check that my Mediterranean fleets are in place. One of you is missing. You're there. You? Malta. Oh, you're both in Malta. Let's put the bigger one over here. In Alexandria. Another thing we probably do want to do is upgrade the ship repair facilities in Malta. Because I somewhat suspect there's going to be a lot of fighting over that. No, we need an air base in Malta. What base is there? Level 3, so we can get 600 planes. I want to get 2 more, so we can get... Whoops, 2 more, not 3 more. As a matter of some haste, please. And thank you. 16 days, so we're at 100. We can afford it, but I want to see if I can save up as many as possible. I know, Federation's fine. I'm watching. So with 10 days to go, we get 2 a day. 1 a day. Oh, because I'm improving relations with everyone. Right. Should have turned that off. So we can get a maximum of 123. Can do it now. The Imperial Conference Federation. The concept of imperial superstates spanning the entire British Empire is already over half a century old, but previous imperial conferences were unable to reach a decision on the matter. We have one final chance, before we become too set on our path towards home rule for the Dominions. We must make them understand that this is the best possible solution for both their peoples and for the Commonwealth of Nations as a whole. So we can say, it's totally up to you. We can persuade them with the 25, or we can try to persuade them heavily with the 50. I'm going to say we don't have the 50, but we do have that one, so it is going to go minus. I do wish there was a bit more of a downside of going minus. Improved relations cancelled with all of them. That's fine. New Zealand has accepted. The New Zealand government has notified that they agreed to our proposal of an Imperial Federation. They fully support us and will strive to prepare for integration if the motion carries. South Africa accepts. Australia accepts. Dominion of India accepts. Canada accepts. Federation is a success. The motion for the Imperial Federation has been a unanimous success. Now all involved parties will have to begin the long process of reshaping and integrating their governments on a federal level to ultimately facilitate the full integration of our territories. Daily autonomy progress rate -3 a day. Okay, so they do stay as dominions, but they shift backwards violently. So we're still going to need to spend political power to actually deintegrate or demote them. All that work that India did to become a dominion only for it to disappear.